Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all the panelists. My name is Nofarhana binti Kazali. Today I will present about my poster of final year project regarding the effect of different drying methods on physicochemical properties of red cabbage powder. This project is guided by my supervisor, Dr. Nozaida binti Yusuf. We move to the first section, which is introduction. Synthetic colorants such as sunset yellow, allura red, tartrazine, and brilliant blue can give a negative effect to human health. The possible negative effect to human are skin rashes, migraine, hyperactivity, cancer, and DNA damage. However, the red cabbage is a good source of colorant and have a potential to be a new source of natural colorant. But the red cabbage is highly perishable and easy to spoil. So the drying process is important to slow or stop the microbial growth and prevent biochemical reaction to increase the shelf life of red cabbage. However, drying process will affect the properties of red cabbage powder produced. Thus, a study on the effect of different drying methods on red cabbage powder properties as food colorant will be beneficial to food industry. Then we move to the second section. The first step is preparation of raw material. The red cabbage was cut, then washed with tap water, then soaked for 10 minutes. After that, the red cabbage was dried with tissue to remove excessive water. Then the red cabbage was proceeded with two different drying methods, which are freeze drying and hot air drying. After that, the dried red cabbage was ground using dry blender until powder produced. Then this powder was sieved using sieve shaker to get uniform size. Lastly, it will proceed with proximate analysis, which are moisture content, ash content, fiber content, fat content, and protein content. For powder properties, bud density, water solubility index, water activity, and color also measured. This is determination of drying time. At the beginning of experiment, the drying time for red cabbage of hot air drying was recorded for every 2 hours. Drying time was determined to obtain constant weight of dried red cabbage and prevent no further changes in mass of sample could occur. For proximate analysis, moisture content of freeze-dried red cabbage powder is lower than hot air drying. This is because freeze drying requires sublimation of frozen moisture into direct vapor, resulting in greater water loss, while ash content in the freeze-dried sample also higher. This is made due to the low temperature used during the freezing process. Next, the temperature used in the hot air drying caused the protein denaturation, resulting lower protein content compared to freeze drying. After that, there is no significant difference was observed between hot air dry and freeze dried red cabbage powder. From the result, bud density of freeze dried is lower than hot air dried red cabbage powder. The temperature used in the hot air drying and freeze drying affect the bud density of red cabbage powder. Higher temperature exhibit higher bud density. Next, higher water solubility index was observed in hot air dried red cabbage powder compared to freeze dried. This is because more starch had been decomposed during hot air drying. For color, the color of freeze dried is more attractive compared to hot air dried sample. Red cabbage that have been freeze dried retain their red and yellow color better than using hot air drying method. In conclusion, the suitable drying method to produce red cabbage powder is freeze drying. It is operated at low temperature and high vacuum cause the freeze-dried red cabbage powder lose less nutrient than hot air drying, while hot air drying lose more due to continuous high temperature exposed to red cabbage during drying. The recommendation for next study is try to produce red cabbage powder with a lower cost of drying and with a good quality that can be used by small-medium industry. That's all from me. Stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you.